You may like to cook in nothing but your apron. In this episode, we are cooking with gas and talking about kitchens. I'm here with my favorite home inspector, Hans Coleman, 5281, a step above home inspections. And we're talking about all things kitchens today. Thanks for being here, Hans.
Pleasure.
Yeah. So tell us, when you first get into a kitchen, you're on a home inspection and you're in the kitchen, what are the things that you're looking at? What are you checking out?
Everything. I mean, your countertops, your cabinets, of course, the appliances, the electrical, and the flooring.
And the sink.
And the sink, everything.
Everything.
Garbage disposal, yeah, everything in the kitchen sink. We'll throw it all in.
So
we'll even do your dishes for you.
No. Oh, that's actually true.
I know. So I said it.
Yeah, because one of the things you're doing is checking out all the appliances, and you actually are turning them all on, running them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The only way to find out if something's broken is try it out.
To try it out.
Yeah.
So what are the things that you're looking for you mentioned a lot of components, right? The counter, the flooring, under the sink, all this stuff. Once you get under the sink, what kinds of things are you looking for under the kitchen sink?
Make sure there's a P-trap there for the sink itself, for the water. Make sure there's no sewer gases coming back up inside. Of course, the shut-off valves for the actual faucet itself, and electrical for the dishwasher and the garbage disposal is going underneath there, and the drainage for the garbage disposal for the dishwasher comes into that area as well.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
A lot going on under that sink.
Let's talk about that P-trap thing, because I know I don't think this is something that everybody really knows. You know, you might be familiar with how that drain looks like that, where it has that little loop in it. But tell us again, why does it have that loop in it?
Yeah, so that loop actually that you're talking about is where water is going to sit and stay in there, essentially creating a plug for the sewer gases themselves, because of course that drain line is connected directly to a sewer line. So we want to make sure that there's no gases coming up through it. Makes funny smells, makes people nauseous or whatever. Make sure that there's no gases actually coming up through that drain.
Funny smells, they're disgusting smells.
That works too. However you want to define them. Yes.
So what kinds of things in the kitchen might a buyer overlook when they're looking at purchasing a house?
Sure. Realistically, does things work? Because we just expect things to kind of work. You turn an oven on, you want it to bake. You turn your microwave on, you want it to cook, and so forth. So we're just there just to make sure to facilitate all of those things actually are working at least that time of inspection.
Right.
Refrigerator, is it actually getting cold? Is the freezer section cold enough? Is the refrigerator section cold enough? Is there a compressor issue? That kind of stuff. We're looking at it all.
Now, the kitchen is one of those places, like bathrooms, where we've got a lot of electrical stuff happening and a lot of water stuff happening. So can you tell us a little bit about how we make sure that the kitchen's safe?
Yeah, so currently the current code is that all electrical outlets that are in a kitchen that are on a countertop have to be protected by a GFCI. So we want to make sure that those electrical outlets are actually tripping. If you walk up with water on your hand and you drip a little water into the thing, maybe you're plugging something in or unplugging it. If any water gets into that electrical outlet, we want it to trip and not actually electrocute you as you're standing there at the sink.
And so when we say we want it to trip, that means that it doesn't blow the breaker necessarily if it has that GFCI outlet.
Right.
It just sort of resets the one outlet, right?
Yeah, the one outlet that's the line versus the load, the one that's carrying the load is going to be the one that's going to trip.
And did you say we should be seeing, because I thought the GFCIs were supposed to be kind of anywhere near the water, near the sinks, but you're saying that they're supposed to be anywhere near countertops?
Yeah, so current code dictates that if anything that's on a countertop in a kitchen or a bathroom, any of those electrical outlets, even if it is 60 inches away, which used to be the old rule, anything within 60 inches gets protected by a GFCI. Now it's every single outlet itself must be protected by a GFCI that's in a kitchen. Islands are some ones as well. And maybe some people have like a little desk section for the countertop. Also, an east still needs to be protected by a GFCI.
Yeah. And that's, you mentioned the code now, and it sounds like it recently changed from that 60 inches thing. And I think this is something that some people get confused about because they think that I've heard people say that when they buy the house, they think that it's the seller's responsibility to bring everything up to code.
Right.
Now, that's not true at all.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. But as an inspector, what can you talk a little bit more about your job with code as far as, everything in your report is going to say this is what code says it's supposed to be, right?
Yes, and realistically, if it was up to the insurance companies, we shouldn't be scripting code in any way, shape, or form. We're definitely never going to tell you what section, subsection that these codes are in. We're not allowed to do that. It's just the people that, in my case, it's Natchy, say straight up, you just don't recite code. But we're going to do it all the time any which way, because how do you go through an inspection and not be just like, well, that's out of code, but I can't say anything about it.
Well,
You
yeah.
guys expect us to say these things. You want us to say these things, and we should be saying these things. It's not up to code. It's a hazard. It's a safety issue. Yeah, come on. We should be bringing that up.
Yeah.
But there's so many people out there who won't because, well, I'm not allowed to quote code.
And NACHI is the National Association of Home Inspectors, right?
Yeah, International Society of Certified Home Inspection. Whatever those people are, yeah. Those guys. Yeah, there's also ASHI out there itself, which is Association of Certified Home Inspectors. So there's two big ones. Those are the two biggest ones. INTRNACHI is the biggest one.
But isn't the code how you would kind of determine whether something is optimal or needs to be repaired? Or are you doing that more on a basis of like it's working, it's not working?
No, more or less, we're looking at the basis. Yes, of course, if it's working versus not working, but more or less, it's safety. So is there an electrical outlet inside the surround of a shower? Last time I checked, water and electricity don't get along together. They kind of don't like each other. So that's probably not a smart thing to do there. So yes, even though it's code, but it's also a safety issue as well. We're going to nail them on that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah. I love it when you nail them.
It's a good nailing process. I enjoy it too.
All right, Hans, fact or fiction? All kitchen appliances are included and assumed to be in working order.
Fiction, absolute fiction. We want to find out if they're in working order, and then not all appliances are included. Sometimes the washer and dryers aren't included. Sometimes the refrigerators aren't included. Typically, everything else other than those two are pretty much included. You don't see people taking out their dishwashers and their ovens.
No, but you can do that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from my side of the deal, we write in appliances because, what's part of the structure, if you took it upside down and shook it, what would fall out? Those appliances that are just plugged in, they would fall out. So technically, they're not part of the property, but they almost always, most of the appliances are included, but it's kind of 50-50 whether or not washers and dryers are included. And you can buy a home that the dishwasher doesn't have a dishwasher, doesn't have a microwave, doesn't have a
No.
refrigerator. Technically, you can get a loan on a house as long as it has the working
Sure.
oven and stove.
But I would say for me as the home inspector, if it's there on property, I'm going to play with it.
Yeah. Yes. As you should.
As I should. I do enjoy playing with things.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up. I know we've talked about more than just kitchens in this episode. As usual, you get extra bonus content whenever you come to Property Dominator. But thanks so much, Hans. Hans Coleman, 5281, a step above inspections. This is my go-to inspector. If you need your house inspected, you call Hans.
If you like this content and want to support the channel, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go.